Overrated. Rant number 58. A word which recently has been used literally as a way to discredit something without having to give it a proper justification, most often when someone finds they have a disliking for a popular phenomenon that is resentful to those who embrace it. Anything that's given too much hype. Let's see. Being not nearly as good as they seem to think. Not nearly as cool as people think it is. Overly used word by people who don't like something. That is the best definition of overrated. Just love it. When it reaches to the point that something or someone is praised of too much. Either it's rated or praised too highly. Not as good as people think it is. Not as good as it seems to be. An excuse that people make because they don't like something as much as someone else. And they hate how much other people like it. Second best. A term is used to describe something that gets more hype and credit than actual worth. So due to personal opinion, anyone who hates anything that is well known, no matter how brilliant something is, if it gets a lot of attention, there is always someone who think it's overrated. Yep. A word is to use to demonize someone or something, usually related to the popular culture, when the time or brain capacity needed to define a person/thing isn't present. Commonly used as a way to show superiority to it, fans of it, or simply people talking about it. The more popular of one of things becomes, the more it loses its artistic integrity with the masses, especially those who group themselves in a sophisticated underground culture. How beautiful is that, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, across the country. Yeah. Overrated, to me, it's a word that is definitely not only misused by so many. I never even heard this word until the 21st century. I am not kidding. I did not hear it in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s at all. So, that's number one. I can't stand that word. And number two, definitely, like I said, horribly misused to the point it lost its meaning. People use it as a negative term. Yes, I am guilty. Sports is notorious for this. Everybody else is guilty of using it. Don't tell me you never used the word overrated as a negative term and where someone had to straighten you out. Here's some of my examples. I think Steve Nash, for the point guard for the Phoenix Suns, he's a good basketball player, but he's overrated. Why? He doesn't play any defense at all. People call him a leader, he's this, he's that, but he never led the Phoenix Suns to the NBA championship, let alone get to the NBA finals, period. So how can you say he's great just because he's a two-time NBA MVP when he has never got the Phoenix Suns into the NBA finals? Can someone explain that to me? Speaking of Phoenix Suns, they're overrated, even though they're a good team. Definitely overrated. Why? They're nothing more than a one-dimensional team. Offense. Offense sells tickets. If you can't become a complete basketball team where you play offense and defense night in and night out, guess what? You're not winning an NBA championship like the Los Angeles Lakers, like they did this year. Okay? Gears of War. At first, I liked the game, but when I got into the second half, it was more of the same. I hated it. It was ugly. It was trash, but I'm pushing it to the side. I'm just going to get rid of my emotional feelings over that game. Just I reviewed that game for what it was, and at GameSpot.com, I have a user account there. I felt that the graphics were UGLY to the max. It was just pure ugliness. The gameplay was just elementary. Just ridiculously easy. They were stiff to a fault. The cog/human soldiers they looked like they been hanging out with Jose Canseco, getting juiced up for the last 5 years, and Locust Horror creatures look like a steam pile of dog crap. Sorry to be graphic, but I'm just telling you how I feel about that game. And I haven't played the multiplayer, nor I don't want to. Okay, it's my choice. And no wonder why Marcus Phoenix is in that overrated list. We've seen anti-heroes one too many times. Like, I don't know, Kratos from God of War, and there's other video game anti-hero antagonist characters as well, you know. On G4TV.com, I discussed, well, not discuss, I was in a discussion with 10, what was it, top 5 overrated, underrated games this gen. Oh, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is overrated for the fact it was grenade fest. You're going to blast that game and drop the overrated card on that game because it's grenade fest? Dude, have you been smoking some MJs? Marijuana. God. Take the stick out of your rear end, would you? Good God almighty. If you're gonna say certain games are overrated, please be specific. Please do that. And that goes with Call of Duty War. All I hear is, oh, the single player sucks, the multiplayer sucks. That's not a reason. That's just an excuse to score points with other people. And with that, you're nothing more than an ignorant bastard. Yeah, I went down that road. Deal with it. Dumbass. Alright. And some user had the nerve to put Ninja Gaiden 2 is overrated. But yet they never explained why the game is overrated. Oh, because of the hype. You never said it. Oh, God. Don't these people ever think before type that type of crap? I guess not. Movies like The Dark Knight. Some people feel that that movie is overrated. Why? Without Heath Ledger playing as Joker, that movie would have flopped like crazy. I watched that movie twice. It's a great film with some flaws, okay? Iron Man, don't you dare drop that card on me on that movie. Great characters, great story, great action / battle sequence. I mean, everything about that movie was just great. I mean, excellent. With a couple of flaws. You know? I just don't get you people how you sit there and say that movie is overrated, but yet you don't go into details. And that goes with video games and that goes with music too. Next thing I'm gonna hear, oh, Michael Jackson is overrated, dangerous or bad albums, or Thriller is the most overrated album of all time. And I'm not gonna hear any explanation, no nothing in that. I'm just gonna hear nothing but stupid spit of excuse one after another. It's just ridiculous. It's wrong. Think before you type. And I am not kidding. Okay. My final thoughts. If you're going to use the word overrated, make sure you use it in a good term instead of using it as a negative term. Take your personal feelings out of the equation. Just say what's on your mind. Just say it. Just say it like you mean it, but don't get too emotionally attached to it, man. It just makes you sound like a fanatic boy. Makes you look bad. Try not to say fanboy. That word is misused all the way as well. Another rant for another time. So, and with that, SA17, peace out. Look out for more videos.